Hi there, it's Tim with Far North Magic. I'm gonna do another little uh, review type thing. 3 year later, I guess. Another picking on another 2018 product. Picking on the Commander deck. Um, this one has performed uh, relatively well. Like you generally find it for, at least when I've looked around, it's generally the one that's the highest priced for sale. So it's usually I see it around 70 or 80 Canadian on store sites. This one got shipped to me and all messed, oh, not all messed up, but with some shipping damage. So I'm going to open it up and I'll have a little talk about it and see where we go with it. Um, do something that's kind of more of a, instead of just an opening, just, well, I guess it is an opening still, but a little synopsis of the product. So Lord Windgrace is the face commander of the deck, and it was a pretty popular deck from what I remember. This was a set that was very poorly received at the beginning, just because the holy cow, that folds out so big. So you got a little synopsis of each of the I guess the ones that can be commanders. For you also have like a little bit talking about the deck, and then also I guess some of the commander format specific rules. And then you get the deck in a little tub. So these decks came out basically 3 years ago in August of 2018. They were supposed to be about $40, and it just seemed a lot worse than the 2017 decks. So that really didn't help with how they were received. I looked at the pricing with Goldfish just because it was an easy way to pull up the deck lists and see like give me like a little way to see what the pricing would kind of be all in one easy way to look. So the deck has totals about $109 in value from what they say, but seems to, like, some of that value's like bounced around a lot. Like when this first came out, Avengers Zendikar was something, and then before the like 27 printings last year, it was a much bigger card value of the deck. But just go through it, I guess. Windgrace is, so this deck has 20 cards above $1, totaling 85 of that 109, and then 10 cards above $2. So at least over almost 70% of the values, at least not in bulk. So there's a chance of like getting a good percentage of that value. this deck I paid $50 for. So I know, as I said, like a lot of the time I see them for $70 to $80. Um, so Lord Windgrace is about $577, and I just kind of wrote down the most of the top cards just to make sure I didn't miss a whole bunch of them. And then like some of the other value, as I say, like some of these tokens are actually worth something. Like these Dragon Egg tokens are one of the like the more valuable tokens from what I've seen on some stores sites. So, and then the 2018 decks had the loyal, like subordinate, apprentice, guardian, uh, unicorn, and the drake. So these have the apprentice got reprinted in the Prismari deck, I think, just recently from the Strixhaven decks. But otherwise, like these have all held up pretty good. Like they've appreciated from basically near nothing to being $1, $2. And we got Stitched Together's another good uncommon. And then yeah, like most green decks, like you just have a core of, like almost all of them end up with a core of a whole bunch of cards. They vary in value depending on where they are on a reprint cycle. Cultivate was around $1 for the longest time, even $1.50. But like it's just had too many reprints in a row lately. But sometimes like good just to keep those a few extra stashed away, because if they end up choosing not to reprint it for like a year, it will. Though I kind of doubt they'll like skip something like that now with all these extra commander decks that they're doing. Explosive Vegetation's a good uncommon, and like you just get a good base of like cards that cultivate, even though it's only going to be probably like what 30, 40, 50 cents. It is something that is usable in trades potentially to just even up a small difference in a trade, or even just useful to have extras in case you build another commander deck or something. Tri Builder, that's a good common. Like that one seems to bounce around like anywhere between like 50 cents and $2 almost. It just seems crazy how much a Tri Builder can be, considering they like reprint it every year basically. Yeah, the death that was worth something before it got put in the Commander Legends. The Death Reap Ritual, Putrefy, which is a good staple. Got Soul Ring. That one's finally getting like crushed down. For the longest time, it was like $2-3 on a buy list, and like $4-5, $6 even on retail. But now it's down to about $2-3, which is good, because most decks can use it. Then we got some of the newer cards that were new to this deck. Fury Storm has taken a long time to become worth something, but it's now around $7-8. And then we got Nesting Dragon. That's like that's the highest value card in the deck. Kind of feel dumb when I got rid of a bunch of these over time. Just because I got rid of them when they were like $5, $6. Kind of just figured there'd be a reprint at some point, and I don't want to get caught where like I don't want to be like how Rick Smithies was, which was in the band deck for the same set, and it was like around $12, and then I got reprinted and became like a $3 card. Now it's since rebounded, but got Crash of Rhino Beetles, Turn Timber Sower. Whip Tongue Hydra is another really good one. It's like around $7 or $8. It's I'm actually surprised that some of these new cards haven't got hit with a reprint, leading me to kind of being unsure about holding a whole bunch of them. Got Windgrace's Judgment, and that's around $3. Got the Sleeper Agent, Zancha. It's the second most valuable card in this deck at I think around $12, $10, $12. $12.41 I see on the sheet that I wrote down. So, though I think like it's a lot more at stores I've looked at, like 15 or even closer to 20. Same with the Nesting Dragon. It was pushing 20 one of the last times I looked. Got everyone's favorite Soul. Nobody cares about the Soul of Innistrad really that much. We got the Avenger Zendikar. That is slowly rebounding. Like, it was just way too many printings because it was in Double Masters last year, Secret Lair, and also Commander Legends, Commander deck, the Reap the Tide deck. I might do a review on that because that deck is a pretty good deck too. At least is like pretty cheap still. Then we're into some reprints. The Gardeners actually held up better than I was thinking. I always thought that was like near bulk. It's not. It's almost $2. Then let's bail off. That's in every deck it seems. Got the Scoop Mob. Still surprised that that's anything. It's not worth even $1 probably, but like I thought it would just be like super bulk. Yeah, I'm losing stuff. We got Decimate, and I'm actually surprised that is over $2 because just needing one of each to be able to cast it is kind of, it's a very good rate, 4 mana to destroy 4 things, but you can sometimes get caught where there isn't one of the items that you need, so then it's like, is this card really worth it? And most of the time when I've like tried to use it in the past, it's just not gone well for me. And then where you've got the basic lands, move through. Okay. Forge of Heroes was a new card. This also has a Bajuka Bog. That's always a good one to have. Seems to stick at around $1. And another basic. And then just like the normal Commander land base that they used to have, just a bunch of tap lands. Mirage, a reprint of a Mirage slow fetch, because it comes in play tapped, and so it's just slow. But these are actually like, I guess like there's a big pickup of like budget for a commander and stuff. To some extent, I guess because you can get either basic type, so you can get a shock land or a dual. They still have pretty good value to be used as a budget option. We got Rocky Turpit, that's another Mirage slow fetch. Even these Alara block tap tri taps, not tri taps, tri lands that come into play tapped. I'm still surprised that they hold close to $1, a lot of them, because they just get reprinted all the time. And then this, I can never get that Temple of the False God to work for me. It's just miserable. So, I don't know. I guess I just thought I would do a little talk about this deck, as I was able to find some at, as I say, $50. I know they're around $70 a lot of the time, and but there is some pretty good value in even just the cards over $2 still in the deck. So if you can find them for around that like $50, well, like $50 Canadian was what I paid. So like maybe like 40 US, it would still be pretty good value, because you can just maybe even sell off a couple of the better cards that you would switch out, and you got a core of a deck, or even just like using it for spare parts ends up making sense, as a lot of the decks, even if they're kind of on the weaker side, they still have a lot of good like sub $2 cards to help round out other decks. So don't really know what else to say. Thank you guys for stopping by and listening to me ramble. If you could like, share, subscribe, and comment, that would be appreciated. Like, even just like some suggestions would be great. And yeah, I think that's all for today. I hope to see you next time, and hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care, and see you next time. Bye.